Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 year-end commencement exercises of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Processional. The Deans of Colleges and Institute. College of Accountancy and Finance. College of Architecture, Design and Built Environment. College of Arts and Letters. College of Business Administration. College of Communication. College of Computer and Information Sciences. College of Education. College of Engineering. College of Human Kinetics. College of Political Science and Public Administration. College of Social Sciences and Development. College of Science. College of Tourism, Hospitality and Transportation Management. Institute of Technology. Graduate School. Open University System. The Vice Presidents. Vice President for Branches and Campuses, Professor Pascualito B. Gatan. Vice President for Finance, Ms. Marisa J. Ligaspi. Vice President for Administration, Mr. Adam V. Ramilo. Vice President for Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Sinaida R. Sarmiento. Vice President for Research, Extension, Planning and Development, Dr. Ana Ruby P. Gapasin. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Emmanuel C. de Guzman. Executive Vice President, Professor Alberto C. Gilio. Members of the Board of Regents, Honorable Romel S. Gonzaga, Honorable Jerilyn L. Pilar, Honorable Ramir M. Cruz, Honorable Antonio C. Moncupa Jr., Honorable Danilo L. Bello, Honorable Jose B. Patalinhog III, Honorable Rowena M. Dalusong, Honorable Mark Go, represented by Honorable Ron P. Salo, Honorable Emmanuel Jose Joel Villanueva, Honorable Ronald L. Adamat, Chairperson, PUP Board of Regents and Commissioner, Commission on Higher Education, Associate Professor Rolando M. Covero Jr., University and Board Secretary, carrying the mace of the University, Dr. Manuel M. Muhi, PUP President, Dr. Milabel Enriquez Ho, Executive Director, Accrediting Agency of Chartered Colleges and Universities in the Philippines, Commencement Speaker. Doxology.
O Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the works thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the mighty thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Kailanman ikaw ang iibigin ko, kailanman ikaw ang sasambahin ko. Ikaw ang aking Diyos, walang iba kundi ikaw, aking Panginoon, sa kawalang hanggan. Kailanman ikaw ang pupurihin ko, kailanman itataas dakilang ngalan mo. Sa buhay ko ihahayag ang kapurihan mo, kailanman, O Diyos, ako'y sa'yo. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Kailanman ikaw ang iibigin ko, kailanman itataas dakilang ngalan mo. Sa buhay ko ihahayag ang kapurihan mo, kailanman, O Diyos, kailanman, O Diyos, kailanman, O Diyos, ako'y sa'yo. How great thou art, how great thou art.
The Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisihin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong wagaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislat ng wataw at mo'y tagumpay na nagdiningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal at ipagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Petition for conferment of degrees by Architect Carlo Fondador B. Marudo.
Mr. President, in behalf of the candidates of all PUP graduate degree programs, I have the honor to petition for conferment of the degrees of the candidates for year-end graduation 2020-2021.
Presentation of candidates for graduation.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the 2021 year-end graduation from the different colleges, the graduate school, and the Open University system. The graduation of these candidates was approved by the University Academic Council and confirmed by the Board of Regents.
Conferment of degrees by University President Dr. Manuel M. Muhi.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Charter of the University and the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended with all the rights, honors, and privileges, as well as the obligations and responsibilities hereunto appertaining.
Awarding of Tanglaw ng Bayan Award.
Our awardee is currently the Executive Director of the Accrediting Agency of Chartered Colleges and Universities in the Philippines. AACUP is one of the country's most important accreditation organizations whose mission is to develop a mechanism for and conduct evaluations of higher education programs and institutions to advance quality education in the country. Because she is a member of the leading organization that upholds educational integrity and excellence, she lives up to her brand of excellence and embodies the passion for education as well as the commitment to her sworn responsibilities. Our awardee is also an achiever. She graduated valedictorian in elementary at the Zamboanga Normal College Laboratory School and finished salutatorian in high school at Pilar College in Zamboanga City. She earned a bachelor's degree in nursing from Western Mindanao State University and a master's degree in nursing from Ateneo de Zamboanga University. She later earned a Master of Educational Administration in 1980, a Master of Arts in Education, doctorate degree in education, and a professional diploma in education. With over 40 years of progressive professional experience as a nurse, educator, and administrator, she has held various leadership positions in various educational institutions. Aside from being the executive director of the AACUP, she is also a SUC President 3, the President of Mindanao Association of State Tertiary Schools Incorporated, Vice President for Mindanao, Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges, Region 9 Regional Chair of PASO. She also held various academic positions like Vice President for Academic Affairs, Vice President for Research, Development and Extension, Dean, and OIC Director, among others. Her stints as educational administrators earned her various distinctions and awards, including Outstanding UNESCO Club Educator of the Philippines, which was awarded by the United Nations Educational and Scientific Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, and the National Association of UNESCO Clubs in the Philippines, awardee of 10 Outstanding Movers of the Philippines, Outstanding Professional of the Year in the field of nursing for the contributions to the profession nationwide, awarded by the Professional Regulation Commission, Anastasia Hirontupas Award, the highest and most prestigious award given by the Philippine Nurses Association to a professional nurse in recognition of her excellent performance and contribution to the nursing profession, Zamboanga City Plaque of Recognition and Best of Women Award in recognition of her military services rendered to the general public in the field of education and loyalty and services awards, among others. Aside from her work in the academy, she also devotes much of her time and energy to help her communities. She has worked with government and non-government organizations such as the United Nations Children's Fund or the UNICEF as consultant and implementer of projects and activities in health, environment, and community development. She has also served as research coordinator for building trust and peaceful engagement to hinder human trafficking and violent extremism in the Philippines as part of the school-based peace education program by UNICEF. She also had research and project involvement with the Western Mindanao Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources and Development Consortium for Livelihood, Environmental Policies and Sustainable Development Programs. It is an honor and privilege to introduce you to a great educator and a staunch community development advocate on this 24th day of September 2021 on the occasion of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines Academic Year 2020-2021 Year-End Commencement Exercises. The university hereby awards Dr. Milabel Ho, Executive Director of AACUP, the Tanglaw ng Bayan Award.
Maraming salamat po sa PUP for giving me yung malaking karangalan para sa akin po, yung Tanglaw ng Bayan Award. Maraming salamat, President Muhi, at sa lahat ng members ng academic community ng PUP. So, let me start po. Let me share with you that when I received the invite from your very convincing and Fernando Po Jr. Lookalike University President Dr. Manuel Muhi, I started to suffer from insomnia because it's not easy to be speaking before a smart crowd of PUP graduates, particularly more than 300 of you from the graduate school. It is not an easy task. But thanks to COVID-19, since our encounter is online, you'll never get to see my toes getting numb. And also, I'd like to thank Dr. Sanjay Claudio for sending an efficient team of videographers who make me look good today without you listening to the thundering beat of my heart and the large dose of anxiety. Thank you, Marielle, and thank you, Edwin. Here I am virtually with you, inspired, energized, and determined to make sure that I relay my message, I recount my story to you, promising you that as you listen, you will either recall much of what I have said or forget that you have invited a commencement speaker. And so let me start by acknowledging the presence of the members of the Board of Regents, the University President, Dr. Manuel Muhi, my very good friend, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Emmanuel de Guzman, Dr. Carmencita Costolo, Chair of the 2021 Year-End Commencement Exercises, Deans, Directors, Coordinators, Advisors, faculty, administrative personnel, parents, relatives, and friends watching online, and the more than 300 graduates who are joining these virtual commencement exercises. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. And I also bring you greetings from Zamboanga City. Buenas tardes a todos y felicitaciones. That means congratulations to Batch 21 and congratulations to the faculty who patiently become zombies to help the batch complete the coursework, which allowed them to be virtually here today to be conferred with their degrees and get the well-deserved diplomas from this prestigious institution of higher learning from PUP. The acronym, according to my friend BP Mani, means parang UP, or should I say Pogi University President. But for me, the best is PUP, the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. Okay, applause please. It would have been more exciting if we met face-to-face today. Aside from the meeting face-to-face, it would also have been more exciting to exchange beso-beso and warm hugs of joy after long years of hard work. But the pandemic changed the whole course of your lives and my life. It shut down your dream to go up the stage and get a good handshake from the university president, receive the diploma with accompanying sense of pride of accomplishment. The pandemic practically put your happiness to quarantine and turned celebration to isolation. However, dear graduates, in spite of the social distancing, you should be consoled that Batch 21 have been inoculated with different kinds of learning milieu, different learning space that will prepare you beyond the 21st century. The thinking that life will be difficult and that there is no or nothing to aspire for in the future becomes just a challenge. Even in the midst of adversity, you can stand proud to have embraced faith more fully, live more meaningfully, value perseverance, work from home zealously, hurdling long hours of striking the computer keys from morning till late nights to meet the number of hours for micro news sessions. This and more make you a different breed of prospective workforce, a different batch of committed individuals facing the unknown fearlessly, having gone through trying times locally and globally, combating the impact of virulent COVID-19. It got me thinking that for batch 2021, although you have 202 before you, you will be one of the many who shall survive the aftermath of the pandemic and one to experience the first rainbow of the new normal. So your story is different from mine, as we belong to different generations, but let me emphasize that only time put us apart, but the road we used to travel through life remains the same. It is the same road that David and Goliath have taken. It is the road that Noah took to build the ark. It is the same road that every little girl and boy took in yesteryears. And definitely, it is the same road that you and I are crossing today. That is the road to success at various levels. The road to fulfill dreams and ambitions, and the same road taken with accompanying pain and woundedness as we all journey on and on to reach the goals that we have set to achieve, the goals that have been set by our parents, the goals that we ourselves have set. Go follow your heart. Do not live a life that is dictated to you. Set yourself free. Do the things that will lead you to your destiny in due time. Remember, not all are privileged to have gone through advanced higher education. In 2019 statistics, only about 157 have been blessed to have gone to pre-baccalaureate to advanced higher education in state universities and colleges. The group composed largely of females, totaling 192,130, while the males constituted 133,027. Since you have learned and earned good skills in research in this university, explore the possibility of doing real good studies that will uplift the poverty of the Filipino people or lift up their economic deprivation and all forms of other deprivation that will bring depression out of the equation. Help in expanding opportunities for the Filipino to be holistically sound, body, mind, heart, and soul. Be the advocate of truth. Protect integrity and keep moral and professional standards high wherever you are and whatever you do. We note that in our professional lives, there will be several distractions and temptations. Vulnerabilities will increase as the material world encapsulates people in government and non-government agencies with misled opportunities and petty victories that are meaningless in God's eyes. What good will there be or will do to you if you corrupt your soul? Seriously, taking doctorate degrees will be secondary if we adhere strictly to 16 tips that Robert Fulghum listed in his best-selling book, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. This book was published in 1986, 35 years ago. But even in this time of pandemic, my dear graduates, the core message is still relevant, timely, and applicable. This we have to relate with our lives today and for the many tomorrows. Let me share with you. Number one, share everything. Dapat hindi tayo maging madamot. Kung ano man meron tayo. Pera, talino, o kung ano man yun, i-share natin sa mga less fortunate, who are slow in whatever capacity. Number 2, play fair. Huwag tayo maging maro. Ang buhay naman is really to be fair. Number 3, don't hit people. Hitting people may not only be physically. Wag na tayo magchismis. Wag na tayo maging super mabait. Maging real lang tayo. Avoid na tayo peke. We are so blessed to be fake. Number 4, put things back where you got them. Kung anong hiram, dapat natin ibalik. Number 5, clean up your own mess. Before titingnan natin ang mess ng mga ibang tao, dapat i-clean up muna natin ang sarili nating mess. Number 6, don't take things that aren't yours. Kung hindi naman, hiram lang yun, dapat ibalik mo nga naman. Number 7, say sorry when you hurt somebody. And play and work every day. Number 8, wash your hands before you eat. And this is really something that we emphasize in the pandemic. This is part of our protocol na kailangan hand washing to do frequently, di ba? Number 9, flush. Flush the toilet, flush your anger, flush all the toxins from your body. And number 10, warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Ayan, you have a snack. Pero ngayon, hindi pa muna tayo mag-snack kasi online pa tayo. Okay? So number 11, live a balanced life. Learn some, think some, draw and paint, sing and dance, and work every day. So yun. Number 12 is a very common Filipino practice. Take a nap every afternoon. Okay. Pero yung mga iba, hindi na nap yan, long sleep na. Number 13, when you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. That's one way of saying, let us always be united and let us always hold each other's hands. 14, be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup? The roots go down and the plant goes up. And nobody really knows how or why, but we are all like that. Number 15, goldfish and hamsters. And while mice and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup, they all die. So we do. 16 and the last. Remember the Dick and Jane books and the first word you've learned. The biggest word of all. L-O-O-K. Look. There you have it, my dear graduates. Whether you are in the undergrad or in advanced education, tell your story. Believe in yourself. Work hard for the seat you deserve. Smile when things go wrong and say, look, God is with me. March forward. Day by day, live with no expectation. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. God will make a way for you and for me. Thank you. Muchas gracias a todos once more. A loud applause for the graduates, batch 2021. A louder applause for the parents, loved ones, surrogates, faculty, administrators, and the PUP community. And the loudest applause be attributed to God. To Him we give the highest glory. Maraming salamat po at magandang hapon ulit.
Hooding and distribution of diplomas.
Open University System. Institute of Open and Distance Education and Transnational Education. Master in Communication. Teresa D. Malco. Thesis title: Analysis of Communication Process in Antipolo City Senior High School. Christopher T. Pasion. Thesis title: Mensahe ng Kabataan. Gamit ng wikang Filipino sa publikasyong pangkumpas ng mga pampublikong universidad at kolehiyo sa lungsod ng Maynila. Master in Education Management. Mylene A. Coyoca. Thesis title: Transition from face-to-face remote learning Teachers' experiences in new normal. Giselle R. Indak. Thesis title, Computer Literacy and Digital Citizenship of Alternative Learning System Learners. Laura Mimi Y. Laurden. Thesis title, Level of Commitment and Turnover of Teachers and Educational Managers during COVID-19 Pandemic. Ivan Dave S. Senior. Thesis title, The Open High School Program of Division of Quezon. Charmaine D. Villamartin. Thesis title, Instructional Competencies of Selected Public Elementary School Teachers, Basis for Enhancement Program. Master in Information Technology. Sherry Rose V. Concha. Thesis title, Career Advising System Using A Priori Algorithm with Elective Tracking. Master in Public Administration. Alfred Ronwell H. Aquino. Thesis title, Level of Implementation on the Municipal Assessor's Offices for E-Governance Program in the 3rd Congressional District of Quezon Province. Basis for Program Enhancement. Michelle L. Flores. Thesis title, Revisiting the Armed Forces of the Philippines Attrition Program. Factors affecting the attrition and its impact on the military operations of the enlisted personnel. Malco P. Lamigo. Thesis title, An Assessment of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Mimaropa Regional Office's implementation of the Government Rationalization Plan for Public Service Delivery. Basis for Policy Enhancement. Roel L. Mayores. Thesis title, Leadership Style of the Security Officers of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas and other government banks in Quezon Province. Basis for a proposed action plan. Dinah M. Simon. Thesis title, Level of Implementation of the Demonetization Program of Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in 2nd District of Quezon Province. Basis for a proposed enhancement. Master of Science in Construction Management. Stephen Keith B. Bauson. Thesis title, Level of Implementation of the ISO 50001 Energy Management System of selected companies in the Greater Manila area. Ernesto B. Bernardo V. Thesis title, Optimal Time of Starting a Construction Infrastructure Projects of DPWH Considering the Emerging Climate Change. John Troy S. Borromeo. Thesis title, Development of Action Plan for Disaster and Contingency of State University and Selected Campuses. TJ Denmark M. Cadete. Thesis title, Improving Marikina City Bicycle Lanes Through User Analysis. Michael Jerome I. Kaponpong. Thesis title, Implementation of Roadwork of Selected Construction Company. Catherine A. R. Caringal. Thesis title, Site Coordination Practices of Architects and Engineers. Georgina Grace B. Conti. Thesis title, Bridging the Gap of Philippine Green Rating System in Construction Categories. Dennis Dale A. Fanoga. Thesis title, Factors Affecting Labor Productivity in Industrial Building. Lorenzo Galicia. Thesis title, Risk Assessment of Residential Construction Projects in Quezon City. Rodolfo S. Ganias Jr. Thesis title, Perception and Public Trust Among the Residents of 3rd District of Nueva Ecija in the implementation of 2018 infrastructure projects of DPWH Nueva Ecija 2nd District Engineering Office. Ian Gabriel P. Generoso. Thesis title: Implementation of Risk Management of a Selected Construction Management Company in Metro Manila. Eva Lorraine F. Madrid. Thesis title: Factors that contribute to the delays of construction projects of DPWH, the case of Nueva Ecija. Carlo Fundador B. Marudo. Thesis title: Safety Culture Maturity of Selected Construction Firms in the National Capital Region. Germaline M. Navoa. Thesis title: Assessment of Communication Method in Construction Projects. Darwin U. Ong. Thesis title: Safety Management of Selected Construction Companies in Nueva Ecija. Jeremiah Joseph B. Pasha. Thesis title: Level of Implementation of Quality Control in Construction Projects. Irish May O. Passion. Thesis title: Assessment of the Efficiency of Using Slip Form Method in the Construction of Portland Cement Concrete Pavement as to Cost, Quality, and Time. Queen Leah May P. Regalado. Thesis title: Assessment of the construction industry's level of implementation of its sustainable practices. Sergi T. Retome. Thesis title: Assessment of 2 days Authorized Managing Officer Online Orientation Seminar. Herna Flor Agnes M. Sombilon. Thesis title: Implementation of COVID-19 Protocols on Ongoing Residential Projects in Arca South, Taguig City. Renato B. Tan. Thesis title: A Study on the Role of Intuition in Architects' Decision-Making in Design and Construction Management. John Knox Casey R. Piquel. Thesis title: Biogas Plant in Abattoir as a Source of Sustainable Energy, Basis for Standard Plant Design. Institute of Non-Traditional Study Program and Expanded Tertiary Education Equivalency and Accreditation Program. Master in Education Management. Joseph Ronilio B. Viray. Thesis title: Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge in Teaching Practices of the Senior High School Teachers. Eduardo S. Yabut. Thesis title: Implementation of School Disaster Risk Reduction Management in Coastal Schools, Basis for Plan of Action. Master in Public Administration. Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano. Thesis title: A Policy Analysis on the Current Status of Public Libraries and Reading Centers at the local government unit levels, Basis for an improved LGU compliance and possible bill formulation. Master of Science in Construction Management. Darzan Ruz M. Assessor. Thesis title: Challenges of EPC Contractors' Quality Management System in a Cross-Country Pipeline Construction for Saudi Aramco Projects. John P. Afablo. Thesis title: An Analysis of Variances Between Pre-Tender Estimate and Tender Return. Ruben C. Agbuya. Thesis title: Effect of Undercoated Tender in Completion of Construction Projects in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Rio Victor S. Arante. Thesis title: Sustainable Construction Strategies of Grade B Contractors in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Dennis V. Habalit. Thesis title: Significant Factors Affecting Delays in Bahrain Building Construction Project. William Angelo Jr. B. Conejos. Thesis title: Extent of Implementation and the Lean Construction Methodology of Selected Construction Company in Bahrain. Jaime Jr. A. Gosso. Thesis title: Method of Valuing Construction Variation in Lump Sum Contracts from the Client's Perspective in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Panfilo Jr. A. Habo. Thesis title: Assessment of Project Managers' Competencies in Building Construction in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Ronald Allen C. Isidoro. Thesis title: Project Management Information System Awareness Level of Filipino Civil Engineers in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Ryan Mitchell C. Isidoro. Thesis title: A Study on the Level of Awareness Among Filipino Construction Professionals with regards to green building standards and techniques in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Ricardo C. Jimenez. Thesis title: Assessment of Quality Management System at Construction Projects in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Michael D. Lapena. Thesis title: Value Engineering Awareness and Utilization in Construction Projects in the Kingdom of Bahrain. William P. Lopez. Thesis title: Causes and Effects of Inadequate Site Investigation of Infrastructure Projects in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Williamson E. Mangubat. Thesis title: Effectiveness of Quality Management System ISO 9001 in Housing Projects in Kingdom of Bahrain. Jose Jr. P. Medina. Thesis title: Recommended Practice of Standard Snagging Procedure in Handing Over of Housing. Adonis III D. Resueldo. Thesis title: Assessment of the Level of Awareness in Building Information Modeling of Filipino Engineers and Architects Working in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Richard P. Salas. Thesis title: Impact of Delayed Submission of Engineering Deliverables to Construction Projects in the Kingdom of Bahrain. ID M. Sibulo. Thesis title: Factors Affecting Delayed Payments by Clients on Construction Projects in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Homer G. Malveda. Thesis title: Innovation in Supply Chain Management. Real-Time Equipment Interface Automation by Integrating Semiconductor Equipment Communication Standards Generic Equipment Model for Communications and Control of Manufacturing Equipment.
Giving speech to be delivered by the representative of the graduating class, Dr. Michael Angelo C. Alejandro, Doctor of Business Administration.
To the Board of Regents, University President Dr. Manuel Muhin, Executive Vice President Professor Alberto Gilio, Vice President for Academic Affairs Dr. Emmanuel de Guzman, Vice President for Student Affairs and Services Dr. Sinaida Sarmiento, Vice President for Research Extension Planning and Development Dr. Ana Rubiga Pasin, Vice President for Branches and Campus Professor Pascualito Gatan, Vice President for Administration Mr. Adam Ramilo, Vice President for Finance Ms. Marisa Legaspi, Honorable Guest Speaker Dr. Mirla Benho, College Dean, faculty members, administrators, and officials, family, friends, and my fellow graduates, a pleasant day to all. Thank you for joining us to celebrate another milestone of our academic journey. it is my pleasure to represent the graduates of Batch 2021. Advancing our professional career by taking a postgraduate degree was not a walk in the park. It was like a self-inflicting pain that we must go through to deliver what was expected of us by the next generation. My colleagues and friends told me that I was just adding more burden and pressure to myself, that my attempt to be a better academician is a long, tiring, and painful process. But those words of discouragement brought me here. After a year of thinking, reflecting if getting a DBA is really for me, I knew I did not need a sign. I started this journey doubting if I could do it. They said, if it's meant for you, it is for you. And I knew. We are the one to choose our own battle. So we must choose it wisely. Life is a gift from the powerful Creator above. He gave us our life to cherish, treasure, and share to with people. It is the same with education. We cherish it by giving us an opportunity to learn and discover the answers that we seek. To inspire a new generation of learners, we as educators must advocate the continuity and fluidity of learning, not just in physical spaces but also in virtual platforms. To advocate long life learning, we need to leverage ourselves to our market and compete with our expectations. It was reminded by our university values, which stand for perfection and search for truth. Always remember the 5 concentric circles that embodies infinite wisdom and 5 points of PUP star that signifies integrity, ingenuity, industry, internationalism, and intelligence. Finally, we yearn to share our knowledge. It is when we make ourselves valuable to our community. The Polytechnic University of the Philippines is truthful to its mission. Mula sa iyo para sa bayan. The university prepared us to be ambitious and competitive in our specialization. This is how Polytechnic University of the Philippines graduate programs envision its graduates, to leverage its graduates as a globally competent workforce. The Polytechnic University of the Philippines, as known by many, remains as the preferred university of many employers nationally and internationally. It only exemplifies the commitment of our Sintang Paaralan to provide quality, excellent education to all. To uphold and sustain such status in the roster of premier university in the country and abroad, make us prouder of being an alumnus of this university. As we reminisce about those latter moments that we had during our graduation in undergrad and masters, we remain hopeful that we will be celebrating this momentous event of our life with our batchmates, family, and friends at PICC. Unfortunately, we are still encouraged to stay home in peace with our family members through virtual ceremonial graduation. But I hope all of you are safe and well, despite of our current circumstances. Please don't be discouraged, because we're still fortunate to celebrate with our family and friends even into the virtual spaces. But I understand our sentiments and having a face-to-face interaction and celebration. Prior to the pandemic, I was one of the few graduates who was excited traveling to Pereza just to attend our face-to-face classes. Our Saturday and Sunday class in graduate school were my diversion from the ruckus of our life in the city. Whenever I'm at school, I feel that I'm welcome, treasured, and heard. My voice was heard. My unique way of perceiving things was honored. I enjoyed the culture of learning fostered by my respected professors. I was thrilled with the pressure, stress, and challenges given them through numerous research work, journal reviews, pre-test surveys, and presentations. Nonetheless, we are all grateful to these esteemed professors and scholars for letting us showcase our capabilities, regardless of our differences. Thank you, our dearest professors, college officials, and administrators for assisting us in achieving more than what we asked for. I would like also to recognize the adversity of all students in the graduate programs. I admire my dockmates who have shown great dedication despite their hardship of balancing work, school, family, and self. Some of them were even traveling far from Metro Manila like Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, and Quezon Province. I commend their devotion to earn further education and for entrusting their future to our Sintang Paaralan among other institutions. Who would say it was that easy? We set aside our personal and social time during weekends just to travel to school and finish a meta-analysis journal which is due sooner than we have expected. Who would think that we can ever stay in an 8-hour straight Sunday class in one sitting? Who would think that sacrificing our weekend to advance our career is just to live more decent and meaningful life? Earning a postgraduate degree wasn't that simple. It will require a ton of perseverance and perfect combination of passion and confidence for you to achieve this success. So, who would you know that someone who is an average student like me will speak in front of many people and deliver the valedictorian address and represent his fellow graduates? I proudly admit that I never expected to be someone to be given an honor like this. This is someone who had earned a grade of 3 in a law subject during his undergraduate, a grade of 2 in statistics during his master's. I never expected that I'll be given opportunity to earn the highest honor during my doctorate. I am not that type of person who's very serious about schoolworks, but I honestly do want to impress my audience and my professors with my work. We all have our PUP stories to tell. Luckily, was given chance to share and to inspire my fellow graduates today. Memories and experience we earned in the respective programs were priceless. We have taught us to be the best of ourselves and to seize the opportunity that comes our way. That is the spirit of a PUPian. Di basta-basta sumusuko. We are known for our resilience. We can easily recover despite of our challenges that might happen. And that's what we have learned from our organization development and management functions. We need to learn how to create tactics and observe different external forces. Imagine how we successfully completed and defended our defense in the face of the current situations. So for those people who wanted to take graduate programs, don't be afraid. Build your own capability and in time you will be recognized and honored. My fellow graduates, let us acknowledge ourselves for making this far. The spotlight is on us and this is our day. This is the day of celebrating the battle we won in this difficult time. No one could ever say that it was short and blissful journey. We may have battles to face as we struggle our own toward the end of the graduate studies, but we remain standing steadfast in attaining our goals and objectives. Sometimes achieving our goals frustrates us and even fails us. But the act of trying, attempting to make it a change is already a journey that we have passed on to the next generation. We'll be remembered by the people we influence, the people whose life we helped to shape, and those people who depended on us. During these unprecedented times, we feel that we lost the urge of continuing the battle because we gradually lose the people we love. Continuing this journey without them on our backs is a very painful journey. We move forward and we learn to move forward because we know that they are not gone. My dad left us during the pandemic, but I knew he was not gone. Not yet. He's still living in our hearts. He's still somewhere there helping me stand, helping me heal my grief, and I know he's still here with me, watching me. I knew he was there with me when my mom and I prepared for my comprehensive examination and when I was submitting and defending my dissertation proposal. I knew he was there. Thinking about him and my mom beside me helped me move forward. We PUPians are resilient in nature. We always make sure that we continue our lives whatever the struggle we face. We should embrace our weaknesses and not discard them. If we learn to accept our weaknesses, we will be able to transform these weaknesses into strengths. So we can eventually find out our way towards achieving more milestones after another. We must hold into our dreams and continue battling our individual struggles, our mental health, and even this infectious virus. We are all survivors. Through God's guidance, we remain fierce, and ready for the new battles called life. Remember Luke 1 verse 37. As they say, everything comes to you at the rightful moment. Just be patient and have faith. Nothing is impossible to God. Batchmates, congratulations, we made it. Remember our hashtag for today, hashtag grateful, hashtag survivor, hashtag PUPian. Thank you to all our family, friends, and professor who guided us to achieve this victory. We owe everything to you and our dearest taxpayers. And of course, to our Lord Almighty. Mamita, Daddy, this is for you. Padayon PUPian, padayon isko at ska.
The Pledge of Loyalty to be led by Honorable Regent Jean Paul Martires.
Itaas ang kanang kamay at ulitin ang aking mga sasabihin. Ako si
Angelito Fernando
na nagtapos ng kursong
Bachelor in Physical Education
ay buong pusong nanunumpa na magiging tapat sa lahat ng panahon
sa
mga adhikain, panuntunan at prinsipyo ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas.
at prinsipyo ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas.
Ang aking sintang paaralan. At sa organisasyon ng mga alumni. Na kumakatawan dito. Ako ay nangangako. Na pagyayamanin ko. Ang aking napiling profesyon. Na may paggalang. Sa mga alituntunin. Ng universidad at sa mga batas ng Pilipinas. Hindi ako gagawa ng anumang bagay na ikasasama ng kanyang pangalan, bagkus ay aking itataguyod ang kanyang pangalan, lalong ikahuhusay at ikabubunyi ng kanyang pangalan. Bilang iskolar ng bayan, na kumikilala sa Estado sa kanyang malaking ambag sa aking pag-aaral, inaalay ko ang aking buhay, husay at talino, bilang kapaki-pakinabang na mamamayan ng Pilipinas. Ako ay maglilingkod sa aking kapwa-tao para sa ikauunlad ng aking bayan. Ipinapangako ko na maging matapat at malayang susuporta sa mga adhikain at programa ng mga asosasyon ng alumni ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas.
Sa mga adhikain at programa ng asosasyon ng mga alumni ng Politeknikong Universidad ng Pilipinas.
Lahat ng ito ay aking tutupdin nang walang anumang pasubali o pag-aalinlangan. Kasiyahan nawa at ako ng may kapal. Mabuhay ang mga bagong nagsipagtapos.
The PUP Hymn.
Kami ay dumating
Maganda at mapagpalang araw po. Isang karangalan ang makasama kayo ngayong araw na ito sa atin pong hinahangaang Pangulo ng Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Dr. Manuel Muhi, mga opisyal, mga dekano, mga propesor, mga kawani ng ating pamantasan, mga iskolar ng bayan, mga magsisipagtapos. Muli mapagpalang araw po. Laman po ng mga diskurso sa social media at virtual meetings kung alin ang mas mahalaga sa gitna ng pandemya. Ang kalusugan o ang pagpapatuloy ng edukasyon ng ating mga kabataan. Batid po naming matagal nang nakikiisa sa mga panawagan para sa academic ease ang ating mga scholar ng bayan dito sa PUP. Kaugnay po ito ng katotohanang hindi madali ang new normal. Maaaring paulit-ulit pa rin ang tanong sa isipan ng ilang estudyante, mga magulang at guro. Is higher education worth it at time of a pandemic? Bilang hepe ng Labor Committee at Higher Education Committee dito sa Senado, klaro po sa atin, kailangan ng edukasyon sa pagbangon. Subalit kailangan pangalagaan din ang kalusugan ng lahat. Kabilang na po ang mental health ng ating mga guro at mga estudyante. Bilang mga scholar, batid niyo po na tungkulin ng Estado na tiyakin na hindi po kayo madedehado sa sistema ng edukasyon ngayon. Aaminin ko po na malaking hamon ito sa parehong sangay ng ehukatibo at lehislatura ng gobyerno. Pero ang totoo, mas mabigat ang hamon ng krisis na ito sa bawat isa sa inyo. Kailangan po kasi na mas magmadali kayo para matutunan ang maraming mga bagay, makahanap ng oportunidad sa mga disruptions at makasabay sa mga pagbabago. Huwag po kayong matakot. Lahat ng kailangan nyo para magtagumpay ay alam kong nasa inyo na. Isip, puso, at talino. Bilang inyong empleyado dito sa Senado, umaksyon po tayo para tiyaking masuportahan kayo ng pamahalaan. Bilang inyong kapwa PUPian, isinulong po natin ang pondo para sa mga smart campuses. Inaksyonan po natin na maisama sa listahan ang mga essential workers, kagaya ng ating mga guro at kawani ng ating mga pamantasan. Isinabatas na rin po natin ang Doktor para sa Bayan Act para sa mga gustong mag-aral ng medisina at maglingkod sa mga pampublikong ospital. Kapwa ko PUPian, humahanga po ako sa inyo dahil sa inyong kritikal at pagkakaroon ng bukas na isipan sa mga nangyayari sa ating pamahalaan at lipunan. Dahil po dito, buo ang aming loob na handa na kayong pumalaot sa mundo. Hindi lang para tuparin ang inyong mga pangarap, kundi higit sa lahat, paglingkuran ang ating Diyos at bayan. Congratulations po at mabuhay ang mga scholar ng bayan. Maraming salamat at pagpalain po tayo ng ating Panginoong Diyos.
Greetings of peace to one and all. To PUP President Dr. Bong Muhi, former President Manidi Guzman, Vice President Lito Gatan, to all the senior and junior officials of PUP, PUP graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor that I speak before you on this very memorable and significant occasion where we send our graduates from the portals of this great university, the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. I feel proud and happy seeing all of you today, along with your parents, professors, and university officials, to celebrate your achievements amidst these challenging, extraordinary, and difficult times. We know that it was for you a long and exhausting but very rewarding journey. As chair of the PUP Governing Board and as commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, I congratulate all of you, dear graduates, for managing to show flexibility, resiliency, adaptability, and perseverance all these times, and for finishing your studies and achievements your goal. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic made us all realize how fragile normality is, that in the blink of an eye, the whole world drastically changed. What we had previously not expected to happen had happened, and what we had taken for granted, dreaded, and feared become the new normal. Thankfully, you all survived. You all succeeded. You are now ready to step out of the portals of your alma mater. Academically equipped, technologically trained, and morally inspired. I am confident that the next chapter of your lives as new members of the nation's workforce will be defined by the education you receive, the kind of education that is transformative, one that will empower you to see the world differently and through an ethical lens in order for you to be able to challenge the status quo as agents of change. This is what I mean when I said in one of my quotes that, and I quote myself, education must be grounded on values. Without values, education will never amount to the upright transformation of a person, unquote. Yes, your values are more important than your knowledge, training, and expertise because they guide and motivate you how to use them in your professional life. Be of help always. Make yourselves available for nation building. Help and serve one another. Be creative. Learn to innovate. Adapt. This is the essence of your education. In a few moments, you will step out of the portals of this great university. Let me remind you not to forget always. Try to learn more about what the country needs. Know that the country needs people who will be agents of justice and peace. Know that the country needs people who will be agents of good governance and development. Know that the country needs people who will be agents of courage, hope, resilience, and perseverance, especially in these times of pandemic and great upheavals. Be therefore the agents of change. For what is education if you cannot use it to change the world? Just as what I said in my recent song composition entitled, Education Builds the Future. And I quote, education is everyone's concern, that all people should acquire as a weapon to change the world, for us all to live in peace and in prosperity, unquote. Make your education a weapon that will wipe out evils in this world. Make it flatten poverty. Make it vaporize injustice. Make it destroy indifferences. Make it disappear unpeace. You graduate today, but be the person you dream to be. Remember though, that dreams could happen not by hashtags alone, Twitter or Facebook posts, but through perseverance, dedication, and action. So, go out into the world where your education is needed. Go into the world where your ideas could change peoples and communities. Go into the world where you could become vessels for truth, kindness, peace, and change. Hence, make every effort to nurture values and virtues while you can. You are perfectly the graduates that our country needs. Amidst these challenging and critical times, I encourage you to contribute to nation building, yet continuously learning, studying, and researching as you go out doing other things. As what the American writer George Sanders had said, and I quote, do all the other things, the ambitious things, travel, get rich, get famous, innovate, lead, fall in love, make and lose fortunes, swim naked in wild jungle river. But as you do, to the extent that you can, err in the direction of kindness, unquote. Mabuhay ang ating mga PUP graduates. Congratulations and Fio Bagit.
Para sa Class of 2021, isang mapagpalayang araw sa inyong lahat. Hayaan niyong simulan ko ang aking mensahe sa isang mainit na pagbati at pagpupugay sa mga magsisipagtapos ngayong araw na ito. Today, while the situation has somehow improved compared to March of 2020, things are obviously far from how they were before and would probably not go back to the old normal. I understand your frustration of missing a live graduation. Pero saludo ako sa inyo dahil napagtagumpayan ninyo ang mga hamon ng pandemya at naipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral sa kabila ng mga balakid at limitasyon. At ngayon ay mas handa na kayong harapin ang susunod na yugto ng inyong buhay. You and your university were able to courageously respond to the needs of the times, move forward as one, and rise above the challenges. Now, on the part of CHED, we acted quickly and conscientiously at the onset of the pandemic. and devised ways to allow continued access to quality education through flexible modes of learning. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, we ensured that learning continued by adopting a policy of flexible learning. Sa aking pagpadyak sa iba't ibang pamantasan sa buong Pilipinas, ako'y nabigyan ng pagkakataon na makausap, makasama, at makahalubilo ang mga mag-aaral, guro at empleyado ng iba't ibang pamantasan at kolehiyo sa bansa. I heard stories of struggles in the midst of the pandemic. We recognize the diligence, patience, and hard work of both the administrators, the faculty, the staff, and most important, the students, for not allowing the pandemic to ruin your dreams and aspirations. Last February 2021, nakilala ko ang magkapatid na parehong tertiary education subsidy grantees sa Tibiao, Antique. Sila ay si Maria at Remigio Escudero mula sa University of Antique. Ang kanilang ikinabubuhay ay magtinda ng balut at pagtama ng pandemya, nawalan sila ng kabuhayan. When they received their subsidy during the COVID-19 pandemic in May, pagkatapos nilang gastusin ang kanilang test sa mga pangangailangan nila sa pag-aaral, ginamit nila ang natitirang test upang makabangon ang kanilang negosyo at makakuha ng panggastos sa pang-araw-araw na pag-aaral. Last month, when I was in Cebu, I met Renami Nunez. Si Renami ay test beneficiary ng 2 taon na. Ginamit niya ang kanyang unang test subsidy para kabitan ng kuryente ang kanilang bahay dahil naaawa siya sa kanyang kapatid na nag-aaral sa dilim. Her second subsidy was used to buy her first cell phone in her life, and her third subsidy to buy a second-hand laptop for herself and her brother. She continues to study to better herself. She will be the first in her family to get a college education. A few weeks ago, during my bike ride, I met Catherine Ehe, who used her test subsidy para makapagpatayo ng sari-sari store at para ipagawa ang bubong ng kanilang bahay. Makatapos niyang bilhin ang pangangailangan niya for flexible learning. And soon, I hope to meet some of the test beneficiaries in your university. These stories of success from our scholars are the reason why this year we claim victory for free higher education. These stories are proof that the Duterte administration prioritizes free and quality education for our young people. It is also with pride and happiness that I share with you that even in the midst of the pandemic, more than 1.6 million Filipinos in more than 200 public universities now continue to receive quality higher education for free. Sa iba't ibang panig ng ating bansa, ay narinig ko na mga kwento ng tagumpay ng ating mga mag-aaral, lalong-lalo na ang mga nakakakuha ng test at tulong-duno. From their success stories, we can already claim that free higher education under RA 10931, the most important social legislation in the history of higher education, is a success. Overall, today, more than 2 million students are supported by the government amidst this global pandemic, so that the students can continue receiving quality education and move closer towards the realization of their dreams to improve themselves and to improve the plight of their families. As we therefore celebrate your graduation today, we look back at the years of hard work and determination, the unwavering commitment in your continuous quest for knowledge. Let your graduation remind you of the gains that you have achieved collectively and individually, and the constant push to do better and to better yourselves as you enter the world of work. As you leave the portals of your university, I am optimistic that you will become active contributors to national growth and the competitiveness of our country. You have been equipped with the necessary competencies anchored on the university's core values. And so you must use this to make your distinctive mark in society by transforming lives. Never stop learning and continue to pursue activities that will serve as precursors of discovery to ensure continuous productivity and sustainability for our future generations. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2021. Mabuhay kayong lahat.